Well, it would help if I'd unmute the microphone. Hello, Bucs fans. How you doing? Welcome to Buc AF. If you are Buc, as you know what the F stands for, then you will find yourself right at home here. Welcome. It's time for it's time for a quick show tonight. We're going to be a little bit quicker. We're going to sort of let's say we're going to partake in the bye week a little bit and get this thing over with just a little bit quicker. But there's a lot to talk about, a lot to get off our chest. We've got some guests, some visitors, and some of the usual shenanigans that we're going to have going on around here. So that's what we're here for. And guys, I'm tempted here. I'm somewhere between a Rick rant and You Are So Awesome, and I'm going to kick the show off with this. And guys, I don't even know how to address this. I'm trying to stay calm as I address this, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. I have 9 different slides to show you guys that are all sort of in the same vein. And I want to talk about who is really, truly so awesome right now. And you know who that is? Bucs fans. You are so awesome. All right, so let's talk. All right, Bucs fans, let's talk. First of all, was it me when Brady fumbled that football? He didn't even look like he tried to recover. He looked like he was afraid to get hurt. He just looked at it. Guys, if you're low key, thinking you're sly, thinking you're cool, drawing a comparison to Cam Newton, allow me to respond by calling you a freaking idiot, Dwayne Digger. An idiot. First of all, that was the Super Bowl. Second of all, you idiot. Tom Brady has 7 Super Bowl victories and 3 losses. Cam showed up. Well, no, Cam was in the game once. He didn't even show up. So just shut up. Got that? All right. Sorry. Now, if you're not alone, don't worry, because I don't know how you pronounce this guy's name. Last name Tucker. We owe Winston an apology. He beat Brady twice in 1 year. He also beat Brady twice last year and lost in the playoffs. Just saying. And by the way, he didn't beat Brady yesterday. Trevor Siemian did. Just saying. Derek Jones. I've been telling people all season long, the Bucs defense is not good. They weren't good last season either. Underline that. Okay, remember that, guys. Just got hot at the right time. I don't like this live and die by the blitz defense. It's sloppy, and they can't even get to the quarterback without sending the house. We're an offensive team, and if the offense struggles, game over. Except when they got hot at the right time, which means they played good when they needed to. Isn't that the translation there? That's what you're trying to say. They weren't good last season either. They just got hot at the right time. They just played good when they really needed to. That's what you're trying to say. Did something, Bucs fans, what the heck? Olga, I love you, Olga. Love you. I believe in my Bucs, but man, they make it rough. They're 6-2. You know who makes it rough? The Jets. You know who makes it rough? The Bears. The Giants. Right now, the Kansas City Chiefs. You know who doesn't make it rough? The Bucs. The Bucs. So you didn't win every game. Oh, we didn't win every game. Olga, come on. You know better than that. Come on. Bucs, man, they make it rough. No, they do not. It made this a cakewalk for us. We're 6-2. Enjoy it. Has Golden Boy Tom Brady been exposed by the Saints? Has he been exposed? It's been hidden for 22 years or 23 years. He just got exposed, right? They just, do you people, calm, exposed by the Saints. Where my Brady lovers at? Don't be quiet now. I want to hear the excuses. He got his butt kicked. He had a bad game. And guess what? The offense still played good enough to win. Yeah, defense had a bad game. A lot of penalties. Shouldn't have hit the quarterback like they did. That's that. You don't love the way he's running, you lying piece of trash. Otherwise, you'd be playing him. That's why we lost the game, because we can't run the ball. BA sucks. Brady saved your career. Now, in one breath, you're saying we lost the game because we can't run the ball. Then you're saying Brady or BA sucks and Brady saved your career. So does BA suck? Because if Brady saved his career and BA was the coach, what happened to you people? And to top it all off, my favorite, the most awesome of all the awesomeness of all of you people that I decided to save. All I can tell you is, to this idiot, to this Mensa member, you are so awesome. Todd Bowles has to go. Notice the group that he's in. Diehards for life. Bucs Nation, diehards for life. Well, apparently all of life except for the moment he was creating this post. Then not that part of life, just the rest of all of life. But that little part of life, no, that little part of life, no, that doesn't count. He's not a diehard during that part of life, just the rest of life. What the heck is wrong with Bucs fans? That's 9 that I just pulled up. And I could have pulled up 40, 50. You guys have been everywhere. One loss, and you guys come out of the woodwork like freaking cockroaches in Florida at night. Flip on the garage light, and Bucs fans are everywhere. What the heck, people? We're 6-2. This is time to have fun. We should be happy, folks. Okay, we lost to the Saints. Yeah, I get it. We're a little bit upset about that. Christopher Cole says it right. We scored 27 points and gained over 400 yards on a good defense. He's exactly right. Explain the defensive penalties. Yeah, they were stupid. There's my explanation. Next. You have bad games sometime. If mama didn't tell you sometimes that some days there'd be days like this, allow me to help your mama out and tell you right now, sometimes this is going to happen. Okay? You're going to have a bad game. You're going to get bad calls. There's going to be a combination of all of it. That's it. That's it. Explain the defensive penalties. They were stupid. There's the explanation. Can we move on now? I'll bet you the team's moving on, thinking about what's coming ahead. Yeah, they were stupid. That was a stupid thing to do. Next. Now you got you. I mean, you want to you explain them. What do you think the explanation is? I got to hear this. Are you going to blame Donovan Smith? You're probably the same idiot who went, uh-oh, the moment he got hurt. Now you're going to, I mean, Donovan Smith isn't even on defense, but you blame him because it's just what we do. Who are you going to blame? You want to blame Todd Bowles? Really? You want to blame the coaching staff? Really? Because of a bad game with a lack of discipline? You going to say the defense sucks? First of all, let me tell you guys this. There's a little bit of Bucs news that came out today. 2 players have been designated to return from IR. Scotty Miller and Sean Murphy Bunting. Yeah, that's right. We're going to start getting healthy. We're going to start getting our starters back. We're going to start being that Super Bowl team again. We're going to have those players back around. There were 7 guys out. 7 guys out. 7 guys out last week. 7. Count them. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 out of 22. It's a third of your guys were out. And then you're going, well, why didn't they play good? Explain the penalties. Explain what I don't know. Really? You need explanation? You can't do the math? Guys, I like you guys, and I'm a Bucs fan to the core, and I know what it's like to be used to losing and always being willing to, we got to be ready to suck it up and blame ourselves, and we got to be ready to take the heat. We got to be ready to go ahead and say, yeah, we sucked. Yeah, I know we're a terrible team. I know we're awful. We've been saying this for years and years and years, but right now we're not. Now is not the time you need to say that. Now is not the time that we're bad. We do not have a bad defense. We do not have a bad offense. Tom Brady is not a terrible quarterback. I know that's a shock. Jameis Winston, look, I don't know if you guys realize this, but offensively, Trevor Siemian is an upgrade. You guys, I'm trying to stay calm. But it's hard. You guys made it difficult the last couple of days. If you read Facebook or you're on Twitter much at all, it's hard to be a Bucs fan and read this crap. Now, some of you are awesome. Some of you are truly awesome. Not sarcastically awesome. You really are awesome. But some of you, oh man, you guys, seriously, counseling. Something. All right, I want to bring my very good friend, my partner in crime on the post-game show and a fixture around this show. Love having this guy on here. It's dazzling, David White.
How you feeling, Rick?
Oh, my God.
How's the day going for you? Is it a beautiful Tuesday for you?
They're going to kill me. I'm telling you. They're driving me
There's a lot
nuts.
of smalls out there, huh?
Holy cow, man. I mean, what? We're 6-2. We're coming off a Super Bowl victory. We're just fine. Everything we've got actually have the same record we had last year during our Super Bowl year. We've got everybody coming back from injuries coming up, and people are acting like we're the freaking Chiefs.
You know who's leading the National Football League as we speak right this second in touchdown passes?
I got an idea. Got an idea. Yeah. That crappy quarterback. Oh, I'm sorry. He saved BA's job. He saved BA. That's what it was. The guy who was coach of the year twice previously. Yeah. He couldn't do it without Brady. Except he did twice. And then
you know who's leading the league in passing yards?
Well, he's going to say then you had good quarterbacks with back then when he was coach of the year. I mean, Peyton Manning. He was coach of the year. He had good quarterbacks. Every coach of the year has a good quarterback. You're not going to be coach of the year if you got a crappy quarterback.
Like one that throws 30 interceptions in a season.
Yeah,
I mean that. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, I think he'll be coach. Yeah, exactly. He wasn't coach of the year when he had Winston, but he is with Brady.
Look, the Saints game, the Bucs put 421 yards up on an exceptional defense, or let's just say excellent. Let's not overblow it. They're an excellent defense.
I think they're the best defense in the NFL. I'll go that far.
Well,
I think they're the best defense in the NFL.
That's a bit of a maybe not. I don't know.
Who's better?
Who's better?
Yeah.
Who's ever playing the Jets? Well, no, that's not true because they just put up 400. Whoever's playing probably.
Yeah, it wasn't
probably the Bears. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot to choose from.
The Jaguars, whoever's playing the Texans,
There you go, because they seem to be unloading players. Yeah. So they're full rebuild, and it's November 2nd. And where is Deshaun Watson?
4 o'clock. Deshaun Watson is not a Dolphin. Reporting that I love it I love how many people on Facebook say, "I've got sources that tell me he's going to Miami." You're on freaking Facebook. You're a freaking bagger at Publix, which there's nothing wrong with, but you don't have sources. Okay. What your sources are, I was listening on Twitter and somebody mentioned the fact that they think he's going to get traded.
Hey, I talked to a guy at the grocery store that had a Watson jersey on, and he told me he was going to Miami.
Mm-hmm. And he told me that his next door neighbor, actually his dog was bred with the neighbor of the dog that belongs to Deshaun Watson. And I got sources.
I don't want to get into people's personal lives.
I got sources. It just drives me nuts, you guys, and you listen to these people that are on Facebook that are saying these things.
Well,
now,
can you enlighten me? What are the Texans doing?
Losing. I guess
that I get. They're rebuilding. I get that part.
Well,
They're
there's
losing.
no
I
real
get that.
quarterback coming next year, coming out of the draft. There's nobody that you're looking at going, man, if we could just get this guy. So if there's no quarterback that's that kind of a stud quarterback, it's not like you're going for the first pick to replace Watson. So what are they doing? I have no clue.
When's his contract up? Is it?
I think it's after this year.
This year? Yeah. So they're going to get nothing for him. He's just going to walk.
Or they're going to,
unless there's some rule where if you don't play,
I mean,
I don't know if there's some rule if you don't play that it doesn't count. I think if you go back to Le'Veon Bell, there was some issue with how many games you play for it to count as a year. So I don't know what the rules are
on whether or not you're a whether you count as a year of your professional career or whatever you call it. I get your tenure. I don't know what the right word is, but yeah, I mean it's crazy. It really is crazy. I don't get it. I don't get it. But
I'm just trying to understand the end game. Or maybe
David says the Dolphins are stupid for not pulling that trigger. That was their shot to get a legit quarterback. David, it takes two sides to that, and it's not and rumor about what Houston's asking for is different than what Houston was actually asking for. We don't know the answer to that. And Deshaun Watson has the ability to veto any trade that's in his contract. So there's a lot that goes into why trades didn't go down and what happened. And maybe other teams were offering enough, but Deshaun Watson was saying, no, we don't know what all the details are. We don't know. So, and that's the totality of it. It's just, what a mess.
So they're paying him a good bit of coin.
This fan base is so used to panicking because we're so used to losing. Now we got a winner and people just aren't used to it. I agree. BTSD, Bucs traumatic stress disorder. Oh my God, they lost. Panic time. This isn't the team from past years, people. We have a legit team now. 2 losses on the year isn't a reason to freak out. Exactly.
Yeah, look what happened. David. The Packers got blown out by the Saints. Now look where they're at, where the teams
David,
are
with
at.
no sarcasm, you are so awesome. Okay. And that's just a fact. I want to play something for you guys. I want to go ahead and own it. Let's we might as well go ahead and feel the wrath and feel the sting. You guys know how every week I bring on people from the whoever we're playing the next week, a podcaster or someone that is involved, a fan in a podcast or a live stream or whatever for the other team, and I bring them on here and we talk. Last week I brought on a guy named Jono Barnes. Now Jono had created a video making fun of Bucs fans begging for attention. Well, Jono couldn't make it back tonight, but he wanted to make sure his presence was felt. So just for us, Jono made a little video.
The following statement is addressed to Rick, David, the Bucs Report team, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan base. The following statement is on behalf of Jonathan Barnes. That's me, Jono Barnes. Ha 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 ha. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in December.
Bravo. And Jono, props to you. And we deserve every bit of that. And holy crap, you're very talented.
Never has one syllable said so much.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. It is what it is. We got what we deserved. So, it is what it is. All right, we are going to bring on someone else right now. We're going to bring on a member of the Bucs Report staff. Let's bring Jaden O'Keefe in here. How you doing, Jaden? Okay.
There's Jaden's shirt.
Do we make fun of this, or do we? What do we do here?
No. Make fun of it. Make fun of it. Make fun of it. Take your chance.
How you doing, brother?
Take your chance. Take your chance. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I forgot to turn the sound on my mixer, so didn't want to do that again.
Yeah, you're like, I can't hear you, and that's not going to work well. So,
yeah.
Jaden,
What? I'm sorry.
We had a very bad week this week, and Bucs fans are losing their ever-loving minds. I mean, are you noticing that, or am I crazy?
No, I've seen a lot of it. I might even fall in that boat a little bit, just because I saw a local Tampa team also hedge their bets on players coming back from injury and performing well, and it kind of blew up in their face in the playoffs. So to think that the Bucs are taking the same approach, it worries me. But I mean, we're going to see. They obviously have a lot of confidence in these players, and there's a reason for that. So we're just going to have to trust in the staff and see what happens.
Didn't another Tampa team bring someone back for the playoffs, one of the big guys, and they won the Stanley Cup
again?
Yeah, but the Rays staff I mean, midway through the season, they had nobody on their pitching staff. They were looking around, trying to pick up anybody, throw for them, and then down the playoffs, those guys didn't pan out for them.
The Rays have never won. The Bucs won last year. I mean, the thing is, they have the same record they had last year at this point. You've still got Tom Brady. You've got, a lot of your players will be back in 2 weeks, including, and this is the big one, guys, Sean Murphy bunting. Y'all don't realize what a huge thing that is. I mean, it looks like we will probably have back most of our defense. I'll put it that way. Most of our defense will be back. A good chunk of it. Richard Sherman, I think, will be back, and others will be back. But
you also have the backups that have been playing, have gotten valuable experience, and if you need them later on in the season, or if you make a playoff run, now they've developed more and they've gotten some real game action. There's an advantage to it as well.
Yeah. Definitely. Ross Cockrell, one of those guys. I mean, we signed him last year, and I wasn't huge on him. And then I'm talking about him, and then the next thing I know, he's making plays against the Saints in the divisional round.
Yep.
Obviously, that wasn't Sunday, but
no, he didn't make very many positive plays.
That is
Sunday.
An interesting question, and let's go ahead and face it. Like, let's really face it. Why does Tom Brady struggle so hard against this defense?
They're just such a uniquely bad matchup for a team like the Buccaneers, who. And probably, the Chiefs game that they played last year was really close too, even though I'm talking about last year. Still largely the same defensive unit that they have this year is the one that they had last year, really minus Quan Alexander. And everybody else, is about the same.
Last year.
Yeah, so Quan is the one that they added this year, and he was on their roster. He just was hurt.
You're talking the Saints, yeah.
Yeah, so it's largely the same roster, and I'm comparing the Bucs to another prolific passing offense, and one that will not shy away from the pass at all. Like, what have you been hearing the past couple weeks about the Chiefs? Run the ball. The safeties are 20 yards off the line of scrimmage, and that's what I wanted to see Sunday from the Bucs. Get those big guys moving, put some momentum behind them. You have two running backs who played really well against a top 3 rush defense last week. So, go ahead and try your hand there again. You're protecting Tom Brady when you do it. You're setting up the play action. 2 things that, you have to do if you want to be successful, in my opinion. And, they're just such a uniquely bad matchup. Whoever they put on somebody in the slot, they have somebody.
Let me interject real quick. If this is such a bad matchup, how did we put up 421 yards on the Saints? And you had a chance to win the game at the end. It came down to the 3 turnovers, Brady's fumble and his 2 interceptions. And in fact, if they drive down and score to win the game, we're not having this conversation. But that didn't happen. So I'm not sitting here quaking in my boots saying, oh, my gosh, we just got steamrolled by the Saints defense. We put up 421 on them. You got to clean up the turnovers.
Steamrolled.
Yeah,
it was primarily the penalties on our defense.
That killed us. It definitely did. And that's something that has been kind of lingering around all season for the team, is these penalties that, we thought we kind of killed with the Bears game. And then last year with the Bears game, it was no penalty, or last week with the Bears game, it was no penalties, right?
Right.
So,
we play differently at home than we do on the road. And let me point out something. And I have a theory on this. It's just a theory. I don't have any sources like the rest of you Facebook people who you're always coming on saying you have sources saying that you've heard that so-and-so is getting traded or whatever. You magical people with your sources. I have no sources, but I have a theory. Tom Brady plays differently in the playoffs than he does in the regular season.
I think your theory is correct.
You know, I mean, he plays it safe.
You can't prove that.
He gets himself in a position to do what he's got to do once the playoffs come. Call me crazy, but that's my theory. And when in the regular season, you see him not risk as much or, not hold the ball quite as long because he knows this is a marathon, not a sprint. While the Saints are sprinting, Tom Brady's getting rid of the ball, doing what he's got to do, and their quarterback's getting hurt. Ours isn't. I mean,
Sunday's game,
their quarterback's putting their body on the line to get that win. You can't disrespect that by any stretch of the imagination. And let me say this, what Jameis was doing in New Orleans, props. That's the right game for him. That really is the right kind of game for him. It's the right style of game for him, and he was doing it pretty darn well. Having said that,
Trevor Siemian did it pretty well too. So
Trevor Siemian probably did it better.
And that might be one of the most frustrating parts of that game too. It was just like, okay, we got this guy Trevor Siemian in here. Like, let's take advantage of it. And then 2 turnovers, and they're up by 3 scores.
But Trevor Siemian was a starter in the league. This is not a rookie by any means. I think he's been in the league for 5 or 7 years, something like that. I can't remember.
He's been at 5 different teams. He's been with the Titans. He's been with the Vikings. He's been with the Jets.
He was a starter with the
Broncos,
Denver, I believe. Yeah, and guys, you're not pulling a rookie out here who doesn't know what he's doing. And let me say this. I've talked to you guys about this before. Sean Payton is a heck of a coach.
Yes,
Sean Payton knows how to work with backup quarterbacks. If you don't believe me, look at what they did with Teddy Bridgewater, went 6-0. Look at what they did with Taysom Hill. Well, I think they went 5-1. Or what's that?
Yeah, they have a solid game
without
plan.
Drew Brees his last 2 years.
Yeah, they did better without him. And that's the thing. It's now Jameis is out and they're doing better with their backup quarterback. So, guys, you have to understand and realize, okay, we got beat on Sunday. I will tell you, we play differently at home. And come December, I'm betting it's going to be a slightly different ball game that you're going to see in Tampa. And I'm betting the outcome will be slightly different. And in the playoffs, should they meet again, throw everything out from the regular season, because then you have postseason Tom Brady coming in and playing wherever they play. And if you think he can't win on the road against these big top quarterbacks, look last year. Okay. So, I mean, guys, it is what it is. I mean, I think I think this was a growing moment for this team. I really do. Johnny Dean put it perfectly earlier when he was talking about Kansas City and saying how Kansas City stacked their offensive line with run blockers, and then proceeded to just try to be a passing team. That doesn't work. Well, the Bucs have the right pieces. It's just they've had a lot of injuries. 7 guys were out. 7. The biggest missing pieces are coming back after the bye week. You guys want to know who's going to make a huge impact? Sean Murphy-Bunting is a massive upgrade.
Yeah, just because they've trained him at that position with
like
people don't understand how tough it is to play that slot corner position, because when you're on the outside, the options are kind of limited where you put a guy in the slot and he can go any direction and he has space to go any direction as well. Rondé Barber struggled when he first moved to the slot in the NFL because it's a hard position to learn. Yeah. So getting him back is going to be huge. He's one of the guys who I've been hoping we can get back sooner rather than later. Yeah. And thankfully it's not it's not a soft tissue injury too. So it's not something where you roll him out and it's okay. Well, is he going to suffer a setback or re-aggravation? No, once we get him back, he should be good to roll. And that's that's really encouraging. The Carlton Davis, Richard Sherman, they're the ones that I'm worried about, where if we roll them back out too early and we start putting a lot of workload on them, that, we could possibly suffer setbacks. And come December, going into January, that's the last thing that you want.
Right. I mean, that I agree completely. And, it's amazing for me. Well, let me say this. The biggest concern that I have, is Gronk. And keep him out as long as you have to. Just get him for the end of the year. Have him back for the end of the year. Keep him out. Do whatever you got to do. Give the guy whatever work he needs. Do whatever you got to do to keep that guy healthy. Don't rush him back. Take your time. Get him back for when it matters.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. OJ Howard has not had a bad season. He has played okay.
No.
You don't agree?
No, I mean, I agree with you. He's, a lot of people try to bag on him and talk about everything that he's not, but what he is a great athlete, and he's been that for this team so far.
To work on his blocking.
Yeah. And that, Tanner
the
Hudson,
Bucs, you need to block.
Well, that's actually what he was known for in college. He wasn't known for pass catching. He was known for pass blocking in college.
Could have fooled me.
I mean,
that was your guy. You should have tried to block him.
But the thing is, Dave, it's not like Brady got destroyed last week against the Saints defense, which is very good at getting to the quarterback. And the week before, when they played the Bears, again without Gronk, they didn't get to Brady. And part of that is because OJ Howard and their blocking and helping and being a part of that offensive line. So the thing is, the offense has actually been doing okay. The defense had a bad game. It had a bad game, guys. There were some penalties that were called. Now, look, I don't like blaming the refs. I'm not going to blame the refs. The refs are not the reason that the Buccaneers lost. Let me say this clearly. The refs are not the reason that the Buccaneers lost. Having said that, there were some kind of crappy calls in that game where, you gave the quarterback a dirty look and they threw a flag. I mean, it got a little ridiculous. Our guy's getting his helmet ripped off and he bumps his chest into the quarterback, doesn't even knock him over, and they throw a flag. Come on.
But they're consistent. It's way after the play's over. They're going to call that. It doesn't matter what team it is.
Well, that one was not way after the play was over. I mean,
the ball was gone.
The ball. Well, he had just released the ball.
He probably couldn't even see it because his helmet was getting ripped off.
Well, that's his responsibility to not run into the quarterback. Helmet or no helmet.
You can see the slow motion from like the low side angle, and his eyes go like directly to the shoulder of Trevor Siemian because he's looking for the ball. He has no idea where it's at because he just had somebody's arm and his chin strap go all over his face.
All over his face.
So what you're saying is he wasn't paying attention properly. Is that right?
Yeah, he needs to pay attention better, and then he can be better.
Dave, look at my face. Okay. It's not a matter of paying attention. You couldn't do it. I mean, it's impossible. So, I mean, guys, sometimes this is football. It's not a round ball. It's an oblong-shaped ball, and you get bad bounces. Sometimes that happens. All right. Are y'all ready to take a little bit of a beating? Y'all want to hang around here and take a beating with me?
Not really.
Let's get it.
Dave, I'll let you go.
Let's get it.
When you put it that way.
We deserve it. We're going to get it. We will get it. Let's bring
it in man here. Up.
Bob Rose from the Saints News Network. How you doing, brother?
Gentlemen, thank you so much for having me back on. And listen,
we humbly sit here and take our beating. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Listen, I'm not much of a gloater, but there is no happier man on earth to see either Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers go down in defeat. I will not tie a noose around my neck if the Saints don't win another game this year because they beat Aaron Rodgers and beat up Tom Brady.
Beat up.
Well, that's optimistic. I mean, your quarterback went out injured for the rest of the year, and you're saying our quarterback got beat up?
Tom took a beating in the first. Hey, yeah, listen, Jameis is broke. There's no question about that. That would have reduced a younger me to tears. But Tom doesn't handle physical pressure well. We know that.
During the regular season,
he's not used to it.
Not during the regular season.
Yeah. Mental pressure. There's only a handful that's ever played this game that is up to par, equal to, or better than what Tom Brady handles mentally. The Buccaneers are going to be one of the teams standing at the very end. We know that. I'm not one to engage in the Twitter war that has been going on between Buccaneers fans and Saints fans for a year and a half now.
Let me tell you, if you've been reading much of what Buccaneers fans have been saying this week, you'd think that they were the Saints fans, because I mean, it's amazing to me. We're 6-2, and you would think that
fire Todd Bowles.
Yeah, I mean,
fire everybody. Tom
It's
Brady's washed up. He made Bruce Arians.
and you think he's kidding?
I'm not kidding.
Okay. I mean, it's been horrifying what Bucs fans have been like this week, and on behalf of the sane half of Bucs fans, I apologize.
No need to apologize. We had this discussion last week. My issue has never been with the longtime true Buccaneers fans, because you guys and our guys, the longtime Saints fans, we're kindred spirits. We've gone through all the same kind of suffering. Our franchises have been laughing stocks for more often.
You really haven't gone through it as bad as we have. You really haven't.
A lot of paper grocery bags have gone over our heads.
Active losing streak.
Well, the Aints, they did that too. So I mean,
right. Right, and I don't think the Saints were ever a running joke on the Johnny Carson show.
No,
Hey, 12 straight seasons of 10 or more. Think about, just let that wash over you. 12 years of wait till next year, and you can't even not do double-digit losses. 12 years, more than a decade.
Well, the Saints had 20 years of Saints football before they ever had a winning season and a playoff berth. The Buccaneers at least had that in year 4, 79.
Yeah, three. They made it to the playoffs in year 3. Yeah. No, there's no look, neither of us can say, we have a sparkling history. Okay. Your sparkles a little more than ours does. Just because it's gold. But but we've both been through some misery. And listen, this was I honestly believe this. I'm not saying this sarcastically. I'm saying this dead serious. I believe you guys just upgraded at quarterback. I am very interested to see where this leads. This is Jameis has no contract after this year, correct?
You are correct. In fact, none of the Saints quarterbacks other than rookie Ian Book have a contract for 2022 as it stands right now.
Yeah, that's wow. So I am certain you guys will pull sort of what the Buccaneers did, and you guys will go get somebody that I think is going to be a lot better than Jameis, where you're not going to have to just
Aaron Rodgers
in the scrimmage, maybe. So
Russell Wilson continues to be at the front of Saints trade rumors. Of the potential names out there, and any rookie guy. This year's rookie quarterback class does not impress me at all, and I'm being polite.
No, it's terrible. We were just talking about that. We were like, what in the world is Houston doing? It's not like they're driving for that first round. I mean, that first overall pick so they can replace Deshaun Watson, because there's nobody there. So.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, you're talking Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson, and Aaron Rodgers, and there's always a surprising veteran in the mix the last couple of seasons. Teams like the New Orleans Saints are certainly going to be at the forefront. But I know for a fact that Sean Payton really, really likes Jameis Winston too. So don't be surprised to see him in a Saints uniform next year. But if we're talking this year, I'm very interested, Rick, to see where this goes too. We don't even know whether Trevor Siemian or Taysom Hill is going to get the start against Atlanta on Sunday.
Yeah, fans were calling for Cam Saints fans had signs up or holding signs up calling for Cam?
The brain dead ones, yeah.
Well, we've got a bunch of them. So
how do you really feel about it, Bob?
I feel you.
Cam Newton, excuse me, was never going to be a New Orleans Saint. I think that if a deal was going to be made, if a deal was going to be made, it was going to be for Teddy Bridgewater, because A, Denver doesn't know what the hell they're doing in that front office anymore.
Right.
And B, Bridgewater has legitimate knowledge of this system.
Yeah.
And you guys know as well as anybody, it takes a little while for a quarterback to get acclimated to a system, before he is really effective in running the offense. So we're talking.
Terrifies me. That thought terrifies me. As a Buccaneers fan, I hate the idea of Teddy Bridgewater going back to New Orleans. I mean, yeah.
I hate the idea of Rodgers or Wilson going. Like, if they go to New Orleans, I'm going to be seething. Like, I'm going to be mad at everything just because. So I hope it's Teddy Bridgewater, or I hope they re-sign Jameis, because if it's one of those guys, good grief. I mean,
when you got the quarterback leading the league in passing and touchdowns, who cares if the Saints have a quarterback? Come on.
Sean Payton is so smart. You know what? Give him somebody
what's
that good.
The Saints' record right now?
It's 5-2. So with the Bucs being on a bye
next week, they're playing the Falcons, correct?
That is correct, at home.
So if they win that game, they are 6-2, just like the Bucs. So whether you got Tom Brady or whether you got Trevor Siemian and Jameis Winston, you're ending up with the same record. So, you have to recognize and realize what you got your hands on there. And the Saints, I said it before the season started, be ready for a long battle for the division. Mm-hmm. And everybody, so many of you guys are like, the Saints are done. The Saints are done. That's way too good of a head coach.
That's what I would tell people too. Look, as long as the visor is walking the sidelines and the Saints have the defensive talent that they do, along with 41 in the backfield, that sure as heck doesn't hurt. This team is going to be a contender. I picked the Buccaneers to win the division, but I picked the Saints to be right there. So I'm with you. I expected a long and fierce battle between these two teams at the top of the division all year long. This is only
what I think is about to happen. I think we're going to have a long rest of the year going at each other. And I think that December game looms large, and we'll see what happens. The good thing for the Buccaneers is the rest of their schedule looks pretty easy. They've gone through the worst part of it right now. They do still have the Bills. I think they have the Colts.
They have the Bills and the Saints back to back on December 12th, December 19th.
And I think the Colts. And other than that, it's like, the Panthers twice and Washington and a bunch of other teams that are, it's not like it was. So, they've already made it through the toughest part of the schedule.
I don't see the Colts being a problem. Any given Sunday is not just a slogan. It's
did you
true.
See the Saints being a problem?
Yes, in New Orleans. Yes, I did.
Yeah.
The Colts. We play the Colts on the road, and they have a really good defensive line. They've sank a lot of investment into that defensive line.
Yeah, and so did the Bears.
It about won them a game this weekend, shutting down Derrick Henry.
Jaden, the Bears have the best defensive line in football, and they did nothing. It's what's behind. You got to have the whole thing when you're playing against the Bucs. And I'm rooting that's the thing with New Orleans is New Orleans. It's not like you can pick your weak spot on that defense. That whole defense is good, and that's what the Bucs had to face. So.
Well, I'm rooting for Carson Wentz to be healthy on November 28th.
Maybe he can throw us a pick in the end zone.
Yep. Hey, Bob, like thank you very much for coming on, my friend.
Guys, it was a pleasure. And you love being on your show last week too. I know we'll be trading barbs over the next month or so, but
we'll get ready for December. Did you see the video by John O. Barnes, by the way?
I did.
That I played earlier.
Yeah. He is a hilarious follow, whether you're a Saints fan or a Saints hater. His videos just make you laugh hysterically every single week.
For those who didn't see this, let me play this real quick.
The following statement is addressed to Rick, David, the Bucs Report team, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan base. The following statement is on behalf of Jonathan Barnes. That's me, Jonathan Barnes. Ha 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 ha. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in December.
The wink just made it.
Yeah, that was props to
This is
him.
a perfect wink.
That was well done.
Jono's good people. You guys are good people. Like I said, I truly love being on with you. Hopefully we can do this again.
Well, I'm sure I'm planning on it, and I'm planning for when you come back the week after. Next time will be slightly different, so we'll see. Thanks for coming on, Bob.
I'm hoping you're wrong there, but you guys take care. You give a shout out if you need anything, and thank you for the great show and great opportunity.
You got it. Take care.
Always a pleasure, Bob.
All right, awesome. Very good. That was from the Saints News Network. Now, guys, I'm not going to do the show too much longer here. We're going to go ahead and probably shut it down for the night. You guys have anything you want to add? Jaden, you want to add anything? Got any final words?
Final words. I mean,
hold on. I'll fix that. Hold on. There you go.
I mean, first, just want to thank you for letting me come on. It was, really fun. I enjoyed your show as well. I've been watching it. But I mean, hopefully, we just keep this momentum going. It doesn't feel nice coming off that loss, but we got a great team. So we're going to keep trucking, and, we're going to get guys healthy, and later down the road, we're going to keep doing well. This could, we're off to a record-breaking start, could finish as a record-breaking year as far as record, or the team's record in wins and losses. And Tom Brady's chasing some records as well that he's on pace for. That'd be remarkable for a 44-year-old quarterback to do.
What do you mean? We're not sucking? But I've seen Facebook.
No, I mean we're sucking, but only kinda. So
we're not sucking. We're 6-2.
No, not. I mean, I'm just playing when I say that, but yeah, I mean I've never seen the Bucs 6-2. I'm 22 years old. I don't even remember the Super Bowl.
They were 6-2 last year.
Yeah, but we were also 7-5 at one point, and that
exactly.
I remember leaving that game, and that did not feel
starting
good.
This week. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but I mean, it is what it is, and you are right, Jaden. You're right. This is different. We are on pace to have the best season we've ever had. Our quarterback is on pace to have the best season of any quarterback in the history of the NFL ever. Not Bucs, not in the history of the Bucs. In the history of the NFL ever.
I'm pretty sure he still leads the NFL in passing touchdowns. Yards, I'm not sure, because he didn't have, the 300-400 yard day that he's, we're used to him having.
400 yards, didn't he?
Did he?
Almost.
They had 400 yards of total offense.
Yeah, I think they
400
had
total offense, and we didn't rush for 100, so he had to have thrown for about 320.
326 or something like that.
Brady threw for 375, had 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and was sacked 3 times.
Yeah, so he probably still does lead the league in passing yards as well. And that's
he does.
It's crazy. As long as we have him playing like that, we're gonna be fine. It's
2,650 already.
Yeah. Exactly.
See, way before your time, Jaden, Dave and I remember back in the days when we used to play football on the street in our neighborhood, that a 3,000-yard season was the goal.
Oh, yeah. It was a running league.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now Brady's at almost 3,000 yards, and we're going on 9 games into the season. I mean, he's got how much, Dave? 2,000 what?
2,650 yards, 25 touchdowns, 5 interceptions.
Yeah, he could easily eclipse 3,000 yards in our next game. I mean,
it's against Washington.
Yeah,
their pass defense has been terrible.
Pace. Yeah, it's interesting to find out where he would be at the end of this. But I mean, he's well on pace for well over 5,000 yards. So
he's just now hitting his prime. He's a late bloomer.
30 for 30 for 5,000. It's maybe, I mean,
yeah,
it's gonna be nice not seeing 30 interceptions to see 5,000.
Yeah,
yards.
isn't it though? And he's got how many touchdowns, Dave?
25
be
and
at
5
25.
interceptions, which means
total for the
besides
year.
the Saints, he only has 3 interceptions.
No, total
Total for the year,
he has how many
probably at
touchdowns?
27 or 26.
25.
25.
Yeah.
Tom Brady has 25. And remember Winston
25
with
touchdowns. He's leading the league.
Right. Now everybody let this soak in.
In passing in and
Winston,
touchdowns.
when Winston had 33 touchdowns, we were all like, yeah, but there were 33 touchdowns. We're halfway through the year, not quite halfway through the year, and Brady's at 25.
See, my personal goal for the team is I want AB back because I want 3 1,000-yard receivers.
Yeah. Well, AB, I don't know if you saw this. He was riding his bike today. He was out riding his bike. They got pictures of him. So his ankle, he's able to ride a bicycle, but he had a boot on. So
was he in a good mood? He wasn't mad at anybody?
Oh, yeah, he was cheesing big.
I was just making sure.
So,
not throwing rocks at anybody.
I think that was
like
on. I'm sorry. I think that was on Greg Allman's Twitter. I apologize for not being able to source that correctly. I forgot whose that was.
I wanted to say I did believe that or see that with Greg Allman.
Yeah, I think that's where it was. Now I feel bad that I forgot, and somebody's going to get mad at me and yell at me and tell me, boss, calm down, boss. Sorry. But yeah, it happens. Yeah, I mean, guys, there's a lot there's a lot to be happy about. All right, don't stress, don't freak out. Don't think that oh no, the world is coming to an end as a Bucs fan. It's not. Life is good. It's a good time to be a Bucs fan. Be happy. Enjoy the rest of your bye week. Dave, I will see you next week at this time. We get Sunday off, brother.
Wow, I don't know what to do with myself.
I know. All right, guys, both of you, thank you for being here. Jaden O'Keefe, first time on here, not the last. Thanks for coming on, my friend.
Thanks for having me.
Great having
Thanks,
you.
Dave. Have a great one.
You too.
All right, now let me get this back over here and do my little goodbye to you guys. Listen, I'm going to be back tomorrow night for against the spread with Andrew Faubert, and here's a little clue: I beat him. I got him this week. But guys, we're gonna this is the bye week. We're gonna enjoy it. Let's kick back, enjoy it, guys. I know we lost, got our hat handed to us. It's not going to be our last loss this year. Yeah, I said that. It's okay. It's probably not going to be our last loss this year. And it's going to be all right then, too. Okay? We're good. We're a good team. We're going to be in the playoffs. The future looks bright. We got players coming back. Everything looks good. Right now is a beautiful time to be a Bucs fan. It's great to be a Bucs fan right now. Enjoy it. Everybody, enjoy yourself. Go Bucs. Go Bucs. Go Bucs.